Hello, good day for all participants. On this great event CBA 2022, let me introduce myself. My name is Sofian Triana, the last presenter at the noon session. I am a student of ITB doctoral program. I will present the research about integration of mass public transport fare in the Jakarta area, which was compiled by Professor Ade Safruddin, Professor Rudi Hermawan, and Professor Sudarso Kaderi as a second author, and also they are my promoter. This is a paper is an ongoing research. Let's begin to the next slide. Background of the research is our paper are mass public transportation is urban area is one of the answer to the problem of the need for passengers movement in carrying out daily routine activities, especially in Jakarta area. Second, the operation of mass transportation in urban area is one solution to serve the height movement, reducing of traffic congestion levels, reducing pollution level, and fuel safe. We are now in large city as Jakarta. Many people choose a private vehicle. Maybe a private vehicle could be more fast and cheaper than a public transport. Last, based on previous studies regarding the integration process of mass transit cars, the advantage of various aspects of intermodal integration, one of which is service fares that can be reduced through the fare integration mechanism. This research statement arises from several questions contained in the background before I tell you about problem in Jakarta. The question is how the concept of integration of mass transport fare can be formed based on case studies in the Jakarta area, so that it can be made into a general concept of integrating fares in Indonesia in another city of Indonesia. What are variables that affect the way in which the integrated fares is determined in my research? Next slide. Objective of the research are to determine the concept and scheme of integration of mass transportation fares with a case study of mass transportation in Greater Jakarta. Either fare integration concept and scheme can be applied in other cities in Indonesia. Determine the optimum integrated fare in the mass transportation service zone which form based on daily passenger movement. Significance of the research should be the reduce of the fare mode by integrating mass rapid transit fares in the Jakarta area. The strategy should be made any kind of mass transport in Jakarta more attractive to travelers or potential readership because have an interconnect stop point to another stop point, although with a different mode of mass transportation. That solution could make a mass rapid transit more interesting than before. Next slide. The scope of research are an area of analysis is a mass transportation network in Greater Jakarta. General framework in this research following a concept of four-step transportation model. First, we must know about amount of trip generation between station, stop, or origin destination between station or stops. This is called trip generation. Second, we must know about a choice of mass transport user and non-mass transport users on cost and travel time. This step called mode split. Third, amount of readership depend on cost and travel time from the step before. And fourth, with dynamic programming for integrated fare optimization and subsidies, we can analyze an impact of readership amount if we change an amount of mass transport fare. This step might be an iterative step. If we have a solution with optimization of fare in the simulation, Fifth, we can calculate revenue sharing from fares and subsidies for each operators. Next, this framework analysis is a complete and detailed of analysis step on a general framework. Next, the dynamic programming method is backward recursive by setting an objective function in the form of existing mass public transportation is a total revenue, total fare, and total subsidies or public service obligation income as a reference for a new income that will be obtained when integrated fares are implemented. Change in the fare will certainly affect the amount of ridership of user of mass public transportation and non-mass public transportation. This is picture show a mass public transportation network in a greater Jakarta. For a simulation, we choose a little part of the transport network in the North Jakarta area. The part of the simulation network present a bus Transjakarta and commuter line. The line of a network transportation include station and bus stop and integrated station and or a bus stop. This is a basic commuter line and Transjakarta bus fares. 4.A about a basic commuter line fare. I look Ministry of Transportation guideline for calculation and determination of fares for transportation of people by train. The basic commuter line fare is 453 rupiah per passenger per kilometer. For the basic Transjakarta fares is I looking to calculation of Transjakarta bus operating cost and the bus Transjakarta, the basic of Transjakarta bus fare is 955 rupiah per passenger per kilometer. Okay, and then the next slide. This is an table of origin destination of all passenger in the transport network simulation. This is an income of calculation from existing fare. This is an income calculation from existing subsidies. The total revenue from existing fares and existing subsidies. Analysis scenario of the integration of a single fare commuter line and Transjakarta bus was carried out using the backward recursion dynamic program method. The steps taken in determining the single fare. Fare constraint model to single fare. The subsidy constraint model. Amount of subsidies of the commuter line must be less or equal from commuter line revenue. That analysis for applied to Transjakarta bus. Okay, and then dynamic program model becomes maximization of revenue as objective function. To completing the dynamic program model with the back recursive model, step 1 is determine the flow of the states of finding the optimum value. States are carried out based on the objective function and boundary condition at each stage. Step 2, visualization of back recursion dynamic program. Step 3, mathematical model of objective function and boundary condition. Step 4, the value search process for each stage. This picture shows a dynamic model of back recursion in simulation of simple transportation network for two mass transportation modes. You can see revenue as objective function and use a backward analysis to analyze subsidies on stage 3 and back to stage 2 for analyze a new fare as a single fare in stage 1. Right? It is a constraint of subsidies. Subsidies of commuter line plus subsidies of Transjakarta equal or less than revenue. Then in the next slide, this is stage 3 of back recursion dynamic model with function in stage 3. This table shows stage 3 equation for calculating of new subsidies for Transjakarta and Komuter Line with existing subsidies as boundary condition and revenue as objective function. This table shows a stage 2 equation for calculating a new fare revenue for Transjakarta and Komuter Line. We table show stage 1 condition of equation for calculating a single fare as integrated fares. Distribution of revenue and subsidies on the integrated mass transportation network of two mass transportation mode with a single fare is carried out based on, first, for passengers who use one mode of mass transportation, the amount of income from fares and subsidies is given to the mass transportation operator concerned. Second, the passengers who use more than one mode, in this case, two modes of mass transportation, the distribution of revenue from fares and subsidy is carried out based on the proportion of passenger travel distance. The proportion of fare revenue is obtained based on the weight percentage of distant fare revenue. Likewise, with the amount of subsidies obtained based on the weight percentage of the amount of subsidies or distance from each mode. And the next slide. This is a recapitulation of revenue sharing for each operator. Okay, next. This is an iteration step if the amount of fares analysis between 2,500 until 7,500 rupiah per passenger. The next slide. The utility function of each model mode grouped into two categories of transportation, namely mass public transportation with integrated fares with EM notation, and non-mass public transportation with N notation. Binomial logic modeling is assisted by BioGym software. And then the next slide. This picture shows a comparison of revenues between Transjakarta Bus and commuter line in existing condition and integrated fares variation condition. From this figure, we can say the optimized fare is 3,800 rupiah per passenger. Last, for the conclusion is the integrated fare which can be conducted as an integrated fare that can be applied is, of course, in accordance with the initial plan that. First point, the integrated fare does not burden mass public transport user, which can be seen from the amount of ridership that is still above the existing condition from the fare range between 2,500 rupiah per kilometer per passenger until 3,018 1,800 rupiah per passenger. For the second conclusion is the subsidy provided by the government is as small as possible so as not to burden the amount of the subsidy that has been given from the government. The last conclusion is the number of ridership with the application of integrated fare can be greater than the existing condition. This research will still be continued on the mass public transportation service network model with the basic model of movement from origin to destination in the form of zone system. This process is carried out to determine the process of determining the operational cost of movement with movement from one zone to another by comparing the use of mass public transportation and non-mass public transportation based on travel cost and travel time. Okay, this is final. Thank you for following the presentation on this research. This research is still continuing as a doctoral dissertation, so that the analysis will be more developed in the future. Thank you. I return to the moderator of this session. Thank you.